Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara, an
You're listening to us right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Namaste TGIF. It is Friday, it is the 12th day of August, and we are here to tell it as it is right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM, as we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around this time. With that said, before I hand things over to the man of the money who's very eager to make tonight's presentation, those telephone numbers are 26745324, 622-2222 or 624-6456. With that said, sir, namaste. The floor is yours on this Friday.
Namaste, Joshua. Miss Harris, namaste. I love that man. That video you played in just now by Mr. Lee. I love that man. From Singapore. The man said even if they're lowering him into his grave to bury him and he have corruption, he coming out for deal with it and go back there. You gotta love a man like that, eh? The man say if wasn't for the stance he took, Singapore would have never been where it is today. Wow, I really admire that gentleman and many other leaders, Joshua. The Suriname president, at an oil conference said what? The oil does not belong to the government or any political party. It belongs to the people. And it also belongs to the future generations too. When you hear people speak like that, yes, it energizes you. It makes you want to fight. Get up and go there and do it if they can't do it. With that said, I don't know if to say it's Friday, I don't know if to say namaste, good evening, or what. This presentation that I'm about to give you guys, it's kind of, it takes some of the joyful spirit in you, out. But nevertheless, I'll say namaste to you guys. And thanks for listening. Miss Harris, there's a new version of COVID-19. I don't think you hear about it.
Oh God, please don't say that.
It's called COVID-20, and only Guyana got it.
Of course.
Right? That manufacturer in Guyana. This one is faster to catch. And when you catch it, it goes directly into your bloodstream. Yeah, man.
Not the brain?
No, only your bloodstream. This one need total blood transfusion, and only dialysis centers can eradicate it. And you have bear in mind that Guyana only have 2 dialysis centers, so I don't know how you're going to deal with it.
I'll try with that.
You know, my presentation tonight, Uncle, is about the new COVID-20 virus I just talked about. I am starting tonight's program with a question, Miss Harris. You have 3 children, 2-year, 3-year, and 4-year-old, and they have to cross a shaky and slippery every day. And they lost the child in the trench. What do? Do you fix the bridge or you leave it that way? Would you take the risk? Huh? What would you do, Josh? Fix it, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Any parent would go all out to immediately fix the bridge to safeguard their children. They will spend their last cent, and even if they have to borrow, they will do it to ensure the safety and protection of their children. Am I correct, Ms. Harris?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Now, what would you say if the mother of those children recognized the danger, went to the bank, pledged her house, took a loan to fix the bridge, but the stepfather stepped in, spent out the money, didn't fix the bridge, and the danger to the children remains? What would you say in a situation like that?
That man is selfish.
Huh? You ask the children them to die. You understand? For his own selfish gain with the money. Miss Harris, uncle and auntie, that is the exact situation Guyana finds itself in at present with this COVID-20 I'm talking about. Listen to me carefully. I'm just kidding. But during Jagdeo presidency, he and the finance minister at the time, Ashley Singh, spent $132 million to buy an accounting system called IFMAS for the Ministry of Finance to secure and record the country's finances, the country's cash and assets. Uncle, they install 5 of the 7 accounting systems or branches, we want to call it, that came with the package. But the 2 most important branch to record how the money is being spent and how the assets, how much assets you have, were not installed. You hear me, Miss Harris?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. They want to record how the money coming in the ministry was installed. But they want how the money going out the ministry was not installed. That is how Jagdeo and Ashley Singh was protecting the country's money in this one-sided manner. It is like counting the money that you have coming to you, but not the amounts that is going out. And when questions were raised as to why they didn't install the 2 most important components of this expensive accounting system they buy, Mr. Juan Ejil, Juan Ejil, who was a junior finance minister at the time, in attempting to explain why the finance ministry had not installed the 2 other components, hear what he said. It must be recognized that the program they buy is a foolproof and reliable system from which the finance ministry generates its financial statements, which are in turn used by the Auditor General. These 2 systems, he said, have not been operationalized because we are still building a capacity for them. It requires technical support and the training of people, and those things take time. We are in the process of building that capacity, he said. You hear how he defend it? Yes. Fancy language, eh? He's building capacity. You understand?
Dressing up.
He telling you there, uncle. About 10 years ago, them didn't install it because they're building capacity. How it required technical support people and training. And that will take time, uncle. They find the same people with the technical skill and support to train for input into the computer. The monies were coming in, Miss Harris, but I can't find people for putting in the computer the money going out.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. You know, Miss Harris, they left office in 2015, right, when they were kicked out. And still didn't install those two branches, those two components to check the money as it was going out. So the question you have to ask here, uncle, is why would anybody install all the branches to record every cent that comes in the company or the country from every sector, every ministry, but not install the two branches that has to record how the money is being spent and what assets we have in hand? Huh? I leave you, uncle and auntie, to think about that. And you guys can draw your own conclusion. And let me remind myself, Miss Harris, that I forget to tell you all namaste, right? All right. Namaste to you guys. May the peace, the blessings, the divineness in me, I extend to you. And I hope you extend the same to me. Tonight, uncle and auntie, I want to share some more similar stories going on in this country with our wealth. How all the politicians, especially President Ali and Vice President Jagdeo, are securing our wealth, especially them two. So let's go. Hear me. The coalition government, you hearing me or not? Yes. Good, you're hearing me. The coalition government, realizing and knowing that Guyana does not have a proper bridge to cross, they also recognized that Guyana doesn't have the capacity, the knowledge, the wisdom, the cash to strengthen and manage this $1 trillion oil industry. Decided, uncle, that Guyana needed help. Wow. They needed help. In 2018, they laid their case, the same case of help, to the IDB, the Inter-American Development Bank, and got a loan of $11.6 million to help them put proper plans, training, and systems in place to better manage the oil sector. You hear me? $11.6 million the coalition government take from IDB. That is 7% increase salary money for all the public servants. That is the money they've been take to help strengthen the capacity to manage this oil sector.
And our capacity should be very strong.
Uncle, Miss Harris, this 11.6 million US, the bank was very specific as to what Guyana should use it for. Hear this clearly, you know, man. Miss Harris, you gotta listen to me carefully.
Make it plain.
one of the things they wanted that money to be used for is to set up a depletion policy, which is something all oil producing countries have and must have. Let me explain how important a depletion policy is, Uncle. That policy puts you, Guyana, the owner of the oil, directly in charge of every oil basin Guyana has.
Control.
Yes.
Yep, 100%.
With that policy in place, you have the right. You have the right, Uncle, how much oil you want ExxonMobil to pump when the day come. You can tell ExxonMobil, I want y'all to pump 50,000 barrels per day and not 500,000 barrels per day. You hear me clear?
Yeah, we're the boss.
Yes. By pacing out, spreading out the pumping of the oil, Mr. Tony, you get enough time to study and understand the oil operations.
Yes. Yes.
You're able to learn all the tricks, how to sell it and when to sell it.
Yes.
Uncle, there are hundreds of trickery in that area alone. How to sell it and when to sell it and what you're selling. The quality and quantity you're selling. As it is now, Uncle, Guyana doesn't have that policy in place and ExxonMobil is doing whatever they want to do. It's a free for all. They pump what they want, when they want, and they tell us what they want to tell us. That's what they're doing. They are in control, not we.
They're the boss.
Yes. Another important aspect of this depletion policy that Guyana still doesn't have, and the bank wants us, demand that we install the policy to get it in place, right? It prevents the oil companies them from racing ahead,
Yes.
drilling more and more holes in the rush to find oil.
Yes.
It's not only for pump the oil, you know.
Yes.
The depletion policy stop them in their tracks.
Yes.
You understand?
Slow them down.
From drilling more holes, dry and wet holes. You understand? Racking up billions upon billions of US dollar on our backs as expenses that has to come out from the little oil profit we get in. That's why you're getting so little bit.
Yes.
That's why you're actually getting nothing. These are the type of expenses because we don't have the depletion policy in place, Uncle.
Yes.
Right? That, the nonsense ExxonMobil doing there by looking for oil, pumping, searching, drilling, and throwing billions on we backs.
Yes.
The depletion policy stops, put a check
Yes.
onto that because we can stop it.
Yes.
You understand?
So true.
But let me say this. Without a policy, right, in place, the politicians of this country, especially Jagdeo who's in charge,
Yes.
can also stop that and dictate to Exxon how much they must pump
Yes.
when the day come,
Yes.
but he is not doing anything.
Why?
Don't ask me, I can't answer that question.
Why?
He can also stop them from continue exploration, continue research, continue drilling for more oil and handing us those huge bills. But he's not doing that too.
Why?
Now ask me, I can't answer that.
Why?
I got to go back to school to answer that question.
We're not smart.
A depletion policy, Ms. Harris, gives a country leverage so that we can properly control and manage the oil in favor of Guyana.
Yes. And that is what the coalition government with the IDB advice wanted to put in place for the country.
Correct.
Am I clear?
To help us, yes.
Good. Lo and behold, the coalition lost the election.
Oh boy.
You understand me there?
Yes.
PPP government took over with Jagdeo in charge.
Oh boy.
The policy was already prepared
Yes.
and sitting,
Yes.
waiting to be put to work.
Yes.
What did Jagdeo do?
Put it in the garbage.
Kick it out the window. So right now, Uncle and Auntie, Exxon is still in charge,
Yes.
pumping like they're mad,
Yes.
running away with billions,
Yes.
throwing a few cents at Guyana, and we are still facing the same danger of not fixing that dangerous bridge
Yes.
for the children them cross.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Aye, aye, aye. A depletion policy, Uncle, is a weapon.
Yes.
Is a weapon we can use
Yes.
to slow down Exxon and get them to change their attitude towards renegotiation so that that stinking 2% contract can change.
Stinking dirty.
So the question we have to ask Vice President Jagdeo is, why did he throw out the policy that was prepared and which would have put Guyana in a powerful position to dictate to ExxonMobil the pace at which they can explore and produce oil? Why did he do that?
Why, Mr. Lall? Tell me why.
How you going to ask me? I did not go to university to answer that question. No,
We're not smart enough.
Auntie, I am not smart enough for that. Every opportunity the PPP government and its leaders get to do the right thing for the citizens of this country,
Oh boy.
they turn their backs against it, sitting on their hands and playing these crooked games that drains us and leaves us exposed to more and more poverty and danger. So, Ms. Harris, we took a loan, paying back the loan with interest, prepare a depletion policy only for it to be sitting in somebody's desk. You hear me? Carbeb taking it over, or they pelt it through the window. You hear me, man? Am I clear? Good. You got to hear more. The second thing the bank wanted Guyana to use that $11.6 million for was to create a development plan, Uncle. You hear me? It was to create a development plan for the oil and gas industry. This plan, Auntie, is supposed to be used by me and you to keep President Ali and Jagdeo accountable. This plan is to tell us how the money is to be used and how fast they will use it. This plan also tells us how the money is accounted and audited. And most importantly, Uncle, this plan gives us, the media, and the whole nation, the opportunity to question Jagdeo and President Ali as to how the money, the oil money, is being spent. If at all it is being spent in our best interests. Am I clear? Thank you. It gives people like myself and Christopher Ram and others the opportunity to review, then comment or question different aspects of the plan. Uncle, that development plan was never implemented or put in place. You hear me, man? Or let me repeat it, man. That development plan was never implemented or put in place. Why? Why wouldn't your loving, caring, and honest government not want such a plan in place? May I ask you guys, Uncle? Why are we paying a bank loan with interest and not implementing the guidelines and the recommendations the IDB set out for us to benefit the country with that plan, man? Huh? I need some help. I don't have the answer to these questions. Anybody can help me as to why any decent, caring, patriotic leaders would pay interest on a loan and don't use it to implement those guidelines and recommendations, man? Huh? You guys got to give me a moment. I need to drink some water, man. Yeah? I need to, because I cannot. These things really make your body goes dry sometimes. Miss Harris?
Yes,
It really make your body run dry.
makes the blood boil.
Mm-hmm.
Blatant disrespect and disregard.
Man, let me tell you something else, man. Let me give you another something. What a bank, the same bank instruct Guyana to invest the 11.6 million money into. Them say, the way Guyana plans its budget, there is no system that allows the Guyanese people to track how much oil money the government use and to track where the oil money will be going. You hear that? They say there's no system. The budget system they use does not give any one of us the opportunity, the room, the space to track the money, how it's being spent and where it's going. So they recommended we use part of the money, Uncle, to set up a proper budgetary system. You hear me? A proper budgetary system that gives the citizen of this country a say or an eye on the oil money. The bank said a natural resource fund law they passed in December puts no cap on how much oil money flows into the budget at any given time. So, there is no real way for the people of this country to keep track of where the money is being spent because of the weak auditing systems Guyana has presently. So the people saying implement a depletion policy, put a development plan in place and a proper budgetary system so the country can be in control of the oil and the people can be able to monitor and have a say in the spending of the oil money. Isn't that a beautiful thing to do, man? Anything wrong there? What the IDB is talking about to put in place?
Very smart, very wise.
Huh? The money done, Uncle. The money done gone. We are paying interest on the loan, and none of the three things have been implemented. Lovely country this is, eh? With loving, caring leaders. Eh, Miss Harris?
The best. Spoiled.
Oh, man. Now, Miss Harris, allow me to take you guys to the 4th floor of the IDB bank, man. The 4th floor. You know, I tell you about 3 things. Each one come from one IDB bank. So let me carry you to the 4th floor where the loan came from. I mean the 4th recommendation, Uncle, that the bank said Guyana must put in place with the money. This one is the headline of today's Kaieteur news, is the lead story. And I want to read the exact words of what the bank is telling the Guyanese government. You hear me?
For our own benefit.
I'm going to read it
Yeah.
because you guys got to hear the words. The bank is telling the Guyanese government. I want to read it, man.
Read it. Read it, please. Slowly.
Right?
Read
The words come out, the report from the report from the bank. Hear what it says. Guyana must put in place a law that deals with cost control procedures. You hear me, man? Guyana must put in place a law that deals with cost control procedures that ought to be followed by Exxon and its partners, which benefit from the extensive list of tax exemptions on an uncapped number of items to support its operations. The bank said, Uncle, it is important for Guyana to bear in mind that the agreement Guyana has with Exxon brings great complexity and challenges in ensuring cost control. They went on to say the costs incurred by Exxon are subject to a high degree of judgment on the part of the oil company. It said, Uncle, there is where disagreements between the state and the oil giant are likely to be frequent over what is recoverable and what isn't recoverable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking the foregoing into account, the bank said, implementing clear lines of responsibility and procedures for Exxon to follow is paramount. You didn't hear me that word, man.
No, say it again.
Yes. Yes. The bank said implementing clear lines of responsibility and procedures for Exxon to follow is paramount to avoid pervasive conflict and other difficulties. It also urged Guyana to go above and beyond and put in place a cost allocation law. You hear me?
Yeah.
Put in place a cost allocation law. The bank said this would serve as a powerful tool for Guyana to have in its treasure trove. Wow, Miss Harris.
Wow.
Wow. Cost allocation law. Let me explain, Uncle. Piece by piece what I read there. Very simple so that the layman can understand. Yeah, man. The bank telling Guyana, Uncle, that we are dealing with untrustworthy people.
Wow.
Crooks.
Wow.
People who will not be honest with the bills they're throwing at you.
Wow.
And to avoid confrontation and fights every day or every month over inflated bills.
Yes.
And those that don't belong to Guyana,
Yes.
put a cost allocation law in place.
Wow. Powerful.
Rules and regulations is not going to work. What I explained there, Ms. Harris, this is how the bank put it to Guyana.
Yep.
Costs incurred by Exxon are subject to a high degree of judgment on the part of the oil company.
One question.
It said where disagreements between the state and the oil giant are likely to be frequent over what is recoverable and what isn't. You know what they're telling us there, Uncle?
What?
Guyana will be in conflict
Yes.
with the oil people very frequently
Yes.
on almost everything
Yes.
they submit to us. Every bill they submit to us. What they can recover and what they cannot recover.
Of course.
Hence, the bank people is saying, put a law. Just don't put rules for this one.
Right.
Put a law. Because rules, they're going to break it every day.
Yes.
You know, if you tell a man he shouldn't rob you, you think he's going to stop?
No.
Huh?
No.
You got to be a clown to tell he don't rob you and think he's going to stop. But if you put a law, if you have a law
Right.
that dictates when you catch him robbing you,
Yes. Consequences.
he can go to prison
Right.
or pay a hefty fine.
Correct.
He will think twice to continue his skullduggery.
Correct.
Yes. The bank said it is important for Guyana to bear in mind that the contract Guyana has with ExxonMobil brings great complexity and challenges in ensuring cost control. You hear that, Uncle?
Yes.
The contract is also mixed up, brother
Yes.
and sister.
Yes.
They made it so complicated that it provides enough opportunities for the oil companies to rip off Guyana
Wow.
with our eyes wide open.
That's right.
That's how complex
Yes.
the contract was made.
Yes.
Hence, the bank saying Guyana should go above and beyond
Yes.
to put in a cost allocation law
Yes.
to avoid any conflict,
Correct.
abuse, or banditry.
That's right.
You hear me, man?
In other words,
Uncle, the bank loan done disappear.
what?
The coalition government gone.
Yes.
Them disappear. And the cost allocation law is still to appear in the Guyana law books.
Wow. So that disappeared too.
Nothing was done. That's what I mean. Nothing was done.
Disappeared.
The money gone. You want to hear more, man?
I want to hear more. Yes.
The bank also demanded that Guyana put in, with the same money, the same money, is enough money to put in all these things, to put in a robust accounting system and supporting rules.
Yes.
And not only put it in, not only put in this robust accounting system, but put it to work
That's right.
to avoid being tricked
Yes.
and conned
Yes.
with the fast moving activities
Yes.
in Liza 1, 2, and Payara over the years.
Correct.
You know how much billions they already spent there in those 3 projects, Uncle?
Yes.
You remember? It's almost 20 billion American dollars they don't spend there. Half of that, who check it?
Nobody.
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 Do we have that accounting system in place to check that?
No.
No, we don't have it. Do we have the people in place to check it?
No.
This is what the bank is stressing on, Uncle. The bank lending you the money and is stressing what you must use the money for. Install a robust accounting system.
Yes.
Find the right people so we can prevent this wholesale skullduggery that is going on.
Protect yourself.
The loan gone, Uncle.
Yes. Coalition.
Coalition gone. And the Jagdeo gone to sleep on that recommendation.
Oh boy. We're in trouble.
When Trinidad and Tobago was at peak in its energy sector, they had over 38,000 employees working in their Ministry of Energy to track oil costs and authorize the oil companies spending, you hear that? 38,000 people
Yes.
to check it,
Yes.
right? To audit it,
Yes.
to authorize every cent. Ask President Ali, Bharat Jagdeo, Vikram Bharat, Abri Norton, and Kemraj Ramjatan. How many people Guyana have working in the Natural Resources Ministry, checking anything for Guyana,
Zero.
auditing anything for Guyana, authorizing anything for Guyana? Huh?
Yes.
Check what? Authorizing what? Who doing anything in this country? A matter of fact, ask Vice President Jagdeo how much one of those thousands of pipelines cost Exxon using out there. Who knows that?
No one.
Ask Jagdeo who authorizing these costs and who checking to see how much is being used here in Guyana on our oil project out there. You know what I mean, eh?
Yes.
They're buying stuff in bulk. You understand?
Wholesale.
Bill Guyana for it. Send it to other places where they pump in oil. And Guyana pay for everything. Oh, yes. Ask Vice President Jagdeo how much tons of chemicals, of cement.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Fluids the oil companies bringing in here. And what are the costs?
Yes.
Ask Mr. Jagdeo how much tools, equipment, cuttings, drill bits, and so on, Exxon using, and what is the cost? I list those few things, Uncle and Auntie. Yes, I list them for you because it's not 2 cent money we're talking about here. They run into hundreds upon hundreds of millions of US dollars. It's in the billions. We oil at sea, Uncle. And Jagdeo got we sailing at sea without a life jacket and not even a paddle where those costs are concerned. It's like we are laughing at we own funeral.
Wow.
Yes. That's what is happening in this country.
So true.
Let me ask all Guyana this question, man. The Vice President, Jagdeo, run this country for 12 years. He is he's an economist by training. He began his political career in the Ministry of Finance as junior minister.
Yes.
Then became senior minister, then president of Guyana. He knows all the ins and outs of the accounting systems of Guyana and this country.
Yes, he does.
You want to tell me, Uncle and Auntie, after all that he knows and how long he has been around, that a foreign bank got to come here and tell he to put an accounting system to protect and count we money, man? Huh?
Incredible.
Huh?
Why?
Wait, man. Something is wrong here, brother?
Yes.
Huh?
Something smells.
Glenn Lall never do accounting in school, but I was bright in maths. And I don't need nobody to tell me I need a robust accounting system at Kaieteur News or to run any business in Guyana.
That's common sense.
Not at all. No business person, not even them drinks cart seller or a barber shop man. You gotta tell how to protect and check them money, man. No. Oh gosh. When foreigners can say to our politicians, implement clear guidelines of responsibility and procedures for Exxon to follow is paramount.
Yes.
Gosh, Uncle, something is definitely wrong here.
Yes. So true.
The word paramount means supreme, uncle. Give it the highest, utmost priority.
Yeah.
That is what the word means. Paramount. You want to tell me that outsiders got to tell we politicians that? No, man. No. No, uncle. No, auntie. That is where the Guyanese people are trapped at the moment, man. That is where we are trapped, auntie. Between greedy oil companies and an uncaring, reckless, and or corrupt government. Man, Tony, you gotta hear this one.
Yes.
The bank end by saying in its report,
Yes.
implementing those requirements
Yes.
would serve as a powerful tool for Guyana
Yes.
to have in its treasure chest.
Yes.
Uncle and auntie, those things disturbs my mind sometimes.
It does mine too.
When you see what the politicians have done and where they are taking this country into a blighted future, man, it also breaks my heart.
Yes. Breaks mine too.
It is twisting my heart right now as I speak to know all of you people listening to these programs every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yes.
You people are sharing it. You people are discussing it.
Yes.
Yes.
the fishermen.
You guys are aware of what is going on.
Yes.
And yet,
And yes.
y'all throwing mala around these people's necks.
Yes.
Smiling and clapping of your
Oh
hands
yes. Line
with
up-
them.
Line up to see them.
Like if they're the best thing the world produce. When they are the worst Guyana ever had.
Yes.
I'll play that video back. I played earlier for you to listen what Lee Kuan Yew says of Singapore.
Yes.
The man said, even if he's dead,
Yes.
and they're lowering him in his grave,
Yeah.
and he hear about corruption,
Wow.
he will step out,
Stop it.
so deal with it,
Yes.
and then go back for them to bury him.
That's
Wow.
what it requires.
Yes,
Yes.
if it required that.
We need that here. We need that.
Man, you guys remember what I said earlier in the program about the accounting system. The now Vice President Jagdeo, he was then President, and Ashni Singh bought out of Canada and put in place a decade ago. You remember talking about it earlier?
Yes.
In which they installed only five out of the 7 components the system came with.
Yeah.
I got to repeat it.
Repeat it.
They installed the branches to record how much money coming and left out the branches that has to record how the money being spent and what the money is being spent on. You remember? I said they lose the elections. The coalition government lose the 2015 election, and the PPP go in. And you know, and when they lose the election, they didn't install those 2 components. They did not. So let me ask this. How can me and you know how all the trillions over the years of the Jagdeo rule was spent? How can we know that?
We can't.
It's impossible for we to know that,
No
Uncle
way.
and Auntie.
No way.
And none one of you ever know that,
National security.
right? The component for record the money how it's spent was never. But they will want to come and tell you it registered in a book. Find the book. Or you ask them how all them trillions spent. There's nothing. This is the man who portrays himself as knowing anything and everything, but somehow always seem to fall in a trance or a coma where the truth, where clarity, where transparency, accountability, and every other thing to benefit this country are concerned. Yes, he falls into a coma. How do we, as a people, uncle and auntie, prosper? How do we see progress, Miss Harris?
Wow.
How do we see our way? How on earth can we get our God-given rightful share of the resources, man? Huh? He promised to release the contracts of the oil, of the coal, diamond, bauxite, timber, and so on.
Yes.
We are still to get it.
Not yet.
How can we get? How can we get our rightful share, man? And may I ask again, what are these people getting personally
Yes.
out of this oil sector? Especially Barra Jagdeo.
Repeat that. Repeat that.
Especially Barra Jagdeo, because he is in command and in control.
Yes.
I don't care if I get a lawsuit. What is he getting? What is some of the politicians getting in this country personally?
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That they are bent on not doing or implementing the right systems to benefit this country and its people, man.
Yes.
Huh? I will be saying that over and over and over. I will not stop it until I start doing the right thing to benefit me.
Thank you. And all,
Benefit me
and all those poor people.
and every single citizen,
That's right.
including my family.
Right.
No depletion policy.
Right.
11.6 million US dollar, you know.
Yes.
We take. The coalition begged them for. Right?
Yes.
No depletion policy. No development plan. No proper budgetary plan.
Wow.
No cost allocation law in place. And no robust accounting system put in place.
Wow.
Huh? Coalition gone. 11.6 million US gone. The policies gone.
Yes.
The plan gone.
Yes.
And the law gone out the window.
Yes.
And Guyana foot left wide open for Exxon to do what they want to do to us. Huh? Somebody, sorry for you, Bernard. You're late.
Yes.
Somebody sorry for you, Bernard, and give you money to fix the bridge so your children don't fall in the trench and die. Stepfather spent all the money on frivolous things and didn't fix the bridge. Guyana get 11.6 million US to bolt the gate for the horse don't bolt out. They get the money to put grill on all the windows, uncle, so thief man don't use it to come in. Eh? Rob, rape. You in your house. Eh? Them take the money, spend it out, and refuse to secure your country
Yes.
from known predators
Yes.
and gangsters.
Yes.
Good going, eh?
We should be proud.
Miss Harris?
That's
We
right.
should be proud. Let's clap for them.
Huh?
They're amazing.
You know, half hour before I come on this program, I was told that the IDB, the same IDB that lent us the 11.6 million to put in those systems,
Yes.
Miss Harris,
Uh-huh.
they are lending Guyana now, presently,
Yes.
a further 1 million US to put in another system to monitor the fast spending of the oil money.
Hi.
Part of this money, here what I want we do with it. They want Guyana to train and certify 120 public procurement officers to overlook and ensure that the oil money is being spent in the way that we get value for money.
Yes. Oh, yes.
To ensure, Uncle, that nobody give us the wrong end of the stick on whatever projects the government are going to do for Guyana with the oil money. Please read the full story in Sunday's Kaieteur News, this one. And let's wait and see if any system will be implemented with this other 1 million loan we're grabbing onto.
I doubt it.
Huh?
I don't think so.
Ms. Harris, before I say good night, let me give you guys an update on the tax case I brought against the government for allowing ExxonMobil to walk away with our oil, every drop of it, without paying a cent taxes in this country. You guys remember, both the government and the ExxonMobil was asked the court for a month extension to seek legal and export advice. Well, the government submitted to the court theirs, and now ExxonMobil made their submission yesterday to the court and told the judge that Lall stepping out of his boundary to challenge the tax waiver. You hear what they tell the court?
No, say it again.
They tell the court, they're telling the judge that Lall stepped out of his boundary to challenge the tax waiver. You know, I can't laugh tonight. I don't think it is funny enough for me to even smile.
No, makes you want to throw up.
ExxonMobil telling the court that me, a citizen of this country, who is part owner of that oil out there,
Yes.
stepping out of my boundary to challenge the tax waiver. You know,
Rick, say it again.
I don't want to tell you guys on the radio. I don't want to use the language that I want to respond to them in. You guys will say that I'm rude. But I think you could figure what I want to tell Exxon and the government if they so want to listen.
If they agree with that. So
I now rest my case for tonight. Take my leave, and I will entertain a few phone calls with your suggestions, your comments, man. Let's hear your take. All right? God bless you guys, and have a great weekend. I'll try to have a great weekend too.
God bless you too.
And I love you.
Love you too, sir.
Thank you.
Drink some tea.
Thank you. The phone lines are open, so take it and let's get going. Let's hear some of the comments.
The number, if
Yeah.
you wanted to get in touch with us, is 226-7453 and 226-7454, 6222222. That's the WhatsApp number if you wish to contribute or if you have a comment or a question. Feel free.
Tomorrow we are carrying a story. Let me add this to it. Tomorrow we are carrying a story in which the government going to borrow 44 million US to spend in the education system.
Oh, yeah.
44 million US.
Yep.
You hear me?
Yes.
Them chaps is go bank for borrow 1 million US. Right? And I throw the millions they borrow.
Billions, the hundreds
Like if
of millions.
it's water. You know, when you see these things, how can you smile? How can you laugh, Bernard?
Makes you want to cry.
Makes your blood boil.
Yep.
Makes my blood boil.
Yeah.
Maurice is asking, why give
Yeah, would you like
tax-
to say anything, Miss Harris?
No, a question here. You've got a question.
Go ahead.
a few
Shoot the question.
questions. Maurice says, why give tax exemptions to companies that make multiple billions, even trillions? This is criminal.
I agree with her. I agree with her. It's more than criminal. Man, let me explain to the person. If me and you, Miss Harris, bring up 1 barrel oil and sell it, we have to pay every single cent tax.
Yep.
And imagine we own the oil. Right? Just figure for a moment that a foreigner coming in fetching it out, and they are exempted from taxes, man. Why me and you not exempted? You know, I'm saying that no Guyanese should pay tax in this country.
I agree.
None of us. None of us. None of us should pay taxes. Any taxes whatsoever.
I have a question, Mr. Lall. The IDB give some great recommendation that will benefit us Guyanese, the citizenry of this country.
Yeah.
Mr. Lall, why would the government would not follow those good recommendations that will benefit us? Why, sir?
You ask me such a tough question. The people give you a loan. They help you with a loan and tell you to build a bridge to protect the children from falling and dying. And them didn't do that. They left the bridge as is for the children to die. And you asking me to answer that question? I never went to school to understand that. What answer do I give there? What answer do I give there? I want an answer from somebody to that question.
Glenn, I get an answer for you. You mightn't like it, but it's thing. You really think this money and these riches of this country belongs to the Guyanese people? This money belongs to the people. It's their private business. You really think it's a normal country, Glenn? This country belongs to those people. Jagan died and left the transfer to Guyana to them. Oh, anyway, forget about that. A depletion policy is good for this country because you could slow down. Another thing you failed to mention, you can slow down when the price of oil is low and increase when it is high. In Guyana's case, we should use a depletion policy to slow it down because we're getting so little to bring the oil company to the table for renegotiation. But you can see by the speed this government go along with the oil company that they have the same agenda as the oil company.
Yes.
And you can bet your last dollar that that is not the Guyanese people agenda and it's not in the best interest of the Guyanese people.
Correct.
Exxon and the government gets away this nonsense, Glenn, because we have clowns for intellectuals in this country and so-called influencers. You know, I listened to morons last night, right? Defending this disgrace of our contract. When the man asked them a simple question, should the Guyanese people be fighting against each other when there's a real true enemy out there? What they think we should do, you know, about the oil contract? They said, you know, we can't do nothing about it. These people are
don't do that. We don't want to get
no. I'm saying that we have to stand up and let people know that this thing belongs to the Guyanese people, right? We have to stop these people, right? And the opposition is not going to do it.
The opposition not going to do it. The government is not going to do it.
Right? The opposition had a rally the other day, and I just listened to a small clip out there. And what are these people talking about? They talk about total nonsense. How you gonna? They talk about slavery, yes, but our Guyanese Indians and other people did not enslave the Africans. The people who enslaved the Africans are the same people who are coming back and enslave you again. Fight for your right for shared wealth, and you won't have to fight anybody else.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And they're not saying a word about that. They had a couple hours thing protest, and you haven't heard them mention a single word about fighting for African Guyanese rightful share of this oil money. This is madness to the highest level.
Well, you didn't hear what Norton said in your own mouth when at the rally.
I listened to you play the clip here, right?
I say I don't want to hear him. I will not be speaking about renegotiation.
But they were saying about how black people in this country, how they all these things, they're so in a bad situation. Well, why if you love your black people so much, why aren't you fighting for their rightful share of this oil money that belongs to them?
That's right. You're right.
Why aren't you doing it?
You're right.
Why aren't nobody doing this? Another moron claiming he loves black people, and he's not fighting for black people to get their rightful share of this oil money that belongs to them.
Good question.
Their ancestors slaved and built this country. It's time for them to get up here.
Hello?
Mr. Lall, good night.
Yes, you're live on the air.
Yeah, the protest continues on Monday at Houston.
Yes.
No, Tuesdays.
Yes.
Tuesday.
We'll,
Morning.
no, we'll do it Tuesday.
Yes.
Yes.
From Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll do it Tuesday.
Okay, because I didn't hear you say anything about
All right.
We have to continue.
Exactly. Yes. We'll continue Tuesday.
Yeah, okay,
All right.
Thanks very much.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I'm happy that the gentleman bring up this this thing. But we'll still do it Monday. We are going to continue the protest. We are going to continue the protest for a better oil deal. A change of this stinking 2% royalty until we get it.
Yes.
So, Jagdeo, Ali, Norton, Ramjatan, and Exxon, you guys got to prepare for a non-stop protest.
The long haul.
The long haul.
This is not a short.
Yes, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight the long haul.
We will try.
Our pockets may not be as deep as you pockets, but we will fight it.
Because this is our country. We're not going anywhere. We will be here. They gotta kill us for us to stop fighting. Right?
Yes, Ms. Harris.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ms. Harris.
Question. Somebody, D says, why are we borrowing? PBB supporters, can any of you please explain this?
Why are we borrowing?
Borrowing, yes.
We have to borrow. We have to borrow. If you're not getting anything from your oil wealth, then you have to borrow. And I've said this thing many times before, Ms. Harris. This country, these clowns, right? With all this wealth we have, all this wealth that is going out on a daily basis, the fastest growing economy on earth, these clowns borrowing to put in infrastructure to benefit the criminals who's fetching out their wealth. You see how clownish they are?
Yes.
This is what they're doing to the country. Borrowing money, indebting me and you. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
To put in infrastructure to benefit the people who thief in we resources in this country. Look, let me give you an example. At Houston, ExxonMobil crossed that road from the cane field onto the wharf. They have a special traffic light there, Ms. Harris. They have traffic police 24 hours there, being paid by our tax dollars.
Yes.
And let the commissioner of police don't tell me crap that ExxonMobil paying. It's my tax dollars paying, my oil money paying.
Yes.
That will come out of my share.
Yes.
For that policeman you people putting there.
That's true.
Whole day, whole night.
24 hours.
Guess what happened?
7 days a week.
The road inside the cane field going towards Gafour
Yes.
broken up. Do you know that Exxon fixed that road? Not Exxon, Shorebase fixed that road. Bernard, fixed the road up to the edge of the public road. Look at it. I'm going to get a picture and show you guys Monday. Up to the edge of the public road. They did not fix across the road. And across the road is damaged too.
Look at them
Wait.
breaking it up.
Wait. Them is the one who brought that up.
Yes.
Okay? But they fix up to where belong to them. The public road doesn't belong to them. The public road is the poor man.
Yes.
We're getting that
2%.
dog money for salary.
Kush.
Them money got to come for fix a piece of road. Sure, base didn't fix that. You see what's going on?
Yes.
And hold on. We don't know if the bill when I fix a piece of road inside there will end up into the oil.
Of course, it's
Sector.
cost. It's cost. You don't decide what's a legitimate
Well,
cost.
we don't know.
Example, decide what's a legitimate cost.
Exactly. Jagdeo is not going to tell us anything. We don't know nothing.
No.
This is what the bank is saying, that we should have a say
Yes.
into these spendings.
That's in a normal
What is
country.
recoverable from what is not.
Yes.
But I looked at the thing, and I said to myself, take the call.
We lost it.
I said to myself, look at these people. They fixed the road, the piece to go in there to them, right? And come to the edge of the road. Did not fix the public road. That doesn't belong to them. Them who rock it, them belong to them. Me money, the ordinary cane cutter, the ordinary rice farmer, the fisherman, the ordinary taxi and all these public servant salary, them money must come and fix that for them. This is the kind of
Call.
this is the kind of business.
Caller, good evening and welcome. Hello. Call, you there?
Yes, thank you for answering. Hi, good night, sir.
Good night.
And thank you all for holding this program. You know, I was one of the guys say years ago that ExxonMobil must close down. Yeah? And Mr. Glenn, I want to tell you, you got a law in the gold board, yeah? That once you're producing and you're making profit, you don't get permit to buy fuel. Yeah? And the next thing I will tell you, that all these guys that work in gold, they got two books just like a ExxonMobil. So they will never disagree with ExxonMobil. You understand? I worked 21 years in there. Today I broke up like a you, old man. He never get nothing from his government. Nothing. 21 years. Malaria, typhoid, dengue fever, black water fever. Nothing I never get. And he got a lie in there. So the company was said that they were making no profit. Gold Board should have never give back their mining company no permit for no fuel. That is the last thing in this country. Yeah? And another thing I will tell you. He hard. I've been out 2 times on the protest there, yeah? And people don't want to come out because you know what I'm to them? They're weak. They ain't got money for eat. They ain't got nothing when the government see out there. 15 of them call me and ask me what me protesting for. Yeah, 15 of them. When they see me out there with the guy on my coney there. Yeah, they call me and ask me why I protesting for ain't shot or nothing. But government ain't give me nothing. You understand? I need my fair share.
All of us
You
do.
understand? And what me could tell you, if you give up, remember the old man years ago said, when you give me up, you gotta take the rope and hang yourself. Don't give me up. Please.
I hear
begging
you. I hear
and
you.
thanks.
Thank
One
you.
thing, when you say that nobody calling in, this phone ringing out non-stop on this program. Something with GT&T locking off all these calls. Yeah? This phone there, when this program there, and you...
Announce the numbers. Yes, go ahead.
This thing going on is GT&T locking off the phone them. Because they ain't getting the pay for lock off the phone. So you can't get the call what people want, eh? You understand?
I hear you, brother.
I really thank you, man. I always, we depend on much here now. 2 years, we done depend this program. You think we could give up now?
No.
Eh? We want riot, all we want we own money. You understand? But according to the opposition, they want riot. You understand? We want riot, this is not a race thing.
You're a bunch of fools who don't care for Guyana.
You understand? What? Let me tell you something. I so like this program is nearly 2 years something, 3 months. 2 years and 3 months every night. If me not hear this program, I don't sleep. You understand?
Thank you for being a loyal listener.
Yeah, man,
We need more people like you.
I watch my phone number. You check about 100 times I don't call for tonight. All right. Thank you. And let somebody get their opinion.
Thank you. Thank
Mr.
you.
Lall, if I may,
Thank you. Join the protest Tuesday morning, and I'll make sure you guys get passage to go back. It's just for 2 hours, 10 to 12. 10 to 12, and I'll make sure you guys get the passage to go back where you came from.
what day you said?
226-7453 and 226-7454 622-222. Those are the numbers if you wish to get in contact with
I
us.
have a question here from someone that says, Mr. Lall, can you comment on the article in the Kaieteur News about the statement the Auditor General said that if people want him to investigate the spending in the oil sector, he can, but can only happen if the people write him a letter requesting same. Shouldn't Guyanese all come on board for this ASAP?
Investigate the
Spending in the oil
In the oil sector.
spending in the oil sector.
Yes.
I not too au fait with that, you know. I don't think the Auditor General, no. Auditor General cannot tell a government what and how to spend. An Auditor General can have the authority to investigate what they spend, right? What they spend, right? And he can put out a statement telling Guyana, you know, what you got for this money. But he can't dictate to the government. Nobody can dictate to a government how they must spend. You elect a government there, they can do what they want. There's no law to tell President Ali what he can do, and where he must spend, and how he must spend, and who it must spend on. President Ali can wake up one morning and sign off all the money and put it in his bank book in the States, or some family bank book in the States, and you can't do him nothing. That's what a government and the president, that's the kind of a liberty a president has, especially the executive president. Look, they passed a law, the Natural Resource Fund law, and they didn't put anything to jail them. Go on, take.
Caller, good evening and welcome.
And they didn't put anything to jail them. Go on, take.
Hello? Caller, good evening and welcome.
Hello, this is Mr. Ganlal show.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Mr. Ganlal, all I can tell you, keep up your fight, Mr. Ganlal. Like what I say, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I gotta listen to your program, Mr. Glenn. Always listen to your program so much, me always got tell me, go along and listen to your father. Go along, your father come in, go along and listen, no fear, no way. Anyhow, good night to the panel.
Oh boy. Come on.
Good night to the panel.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Ross is
You see, and I can understand that, because that's the sentiment I get all over I go. You know, people listening, people understand, and there isn't much they can say. You know, because it is so, I make it so very clear that it leaves, I am stunned saying these things, you know. I could imagine what they're going through. When they, huh?
It seems unbelievable. These things are happening. Nobody
Yes. But listen, these things have been going on all the while, you know. And when the coalition government came in, I really, my heart, you hear me? My heart told me that we would have gotten a change.
Well, we all hoped for that. That's why we all voted for them.
Right? But when the coalition go in and they start to do this,
They
I'm
didn't
like,
force it.
God, you yourself gotta come and help this country.
Caller, good evening and welcome. Good night, caller. Go ahead.
After Glenn Lall said we have to borrow money. The thing we got about Guyana don't have to borrow money to do nothing. We have gold and diamond in abundance. We don't need a space rocket to work gold and diamond. The government could work gold and diamond and take us out of this problem that we're in. So I don't know what the politicians they're doing. And the only person could really help us here is the Creator.
I hear you.
Because the people, you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, the people in the country are so weak because of the education they get from the colonial masters. They don't want to get up and fight.
no. They feel there's nothing to fight for, and they have no reason to fight.
We have developed we have developed a culture, my brother, that if you're a PPP and a thief, you don't say nothing, is we people thief. If you're a PNC and the PNC thief, the PNC supporter say nothing, is we people. Is our we people. And that has been a culture. A gentleman, the PLO, Lubumba, out of Africa, puts it very nicely. The man gave a beautiful story in which he said, the politician, he ran for the state in which he born and grew. And he ran against a nincompoop politician. And 3 days before election, the government sent him some money with the nincompoop. And the man share out $2 and $3 to the people in the state. He said, when they did that, if you see line, he said when he see they nearly drop dead, the $2 and $3, nobody vote for him. They vote for the man for the $2 and the $3. The man can't even spell his name properly, but he won. And this is what goes on, because people stretch their hand and their mouth where the soup leaking. And look what's going on with these we care grants and stuff like that. Look the lineup. And guess what? The people are happy with that.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we get money.
Yeah.
We get money.
Yeah, PPP give you money, boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enough money.
Yeah.
Enough money.
If only they know what they're losing out,
Yes.
They don't have to go in line.
Yes.
50 checks like that a check like that should be coming home in the mail every day.
Caller, good evening, and go ahead and air your concern tonight.
Good evening. Oh. Yes, good night, everyone.
Good night.
I've been trying to get on for quite some time, and I'm now getting through. Anyway, let me start off by saying that from the time Mr. Glenn started this evening, my blood was boiling, and I have the kind of reaction like what those citizens in Sri Lanka was displaying, because to be hearing these things over and over and we're not getting anywhere, it leaves one to wonder what will really become of Guyana. So here is what I would like to ask. Could it be that the banks, the IDB that Mr. Lall mentioned just now, were just saying those things for formality's sake? Because when you look at it, IDB and Exxon, they are both American companies, and I guess they are looking out for each other's interests. But being the bank it is, the IDB, they would have to make it look formal in the eyes of the public. But where I think deep down they are actually, one and the same. Yes. So I really don't really believe what the banks are really doing there, because I think from what I've been reading, the Americans really don't like development in any country, especially in a third world country. So I think in all way they will try to undermine its development in as much possible way as they can, but they would have to do it very cleverly. So I am of the view, because the president, the vice president, nobody is saying anything, and when you ask them about these things, they are hell mad for you asking them anything about the oil.
Yes.
So it has to be there is a connection between our politicians and these big companies, right? And I want Guy needs to know this, that you don't worry with them coming to your village and just masquerading and smiling with you and taking out photos and then they posting it up and making it good and showing that we care for you. I don't believe in that thing. That's a trap. And this is another observation I saw recently when they went into the Maikoni area and people are putting malas on their neck. I want to ask Guyanese, when was the last time they placed malas on their parents' neck like that? Huh? They are honoring these people as if they are higher than their father and mother.
True.
Huh?
True.
That practice needs to stop.
Yes.
This is that's a backward, that's a spirit that was inherited from I don't know where, from which generation back coming down.
Can you hold on the line? Can you hold on
sure.
the line?
Sure.
All right. Before I come to the Mala, let me be very straight and frank with you. The IDB, these institutions, these lending institutions that give money, they have to prepare a report to submit to their board. All right, that we lend Guyana this money, and this is what we lend Guyana the money for, and those reports are being made public. That's how I get a copy of it.
To cover themselves here.
You understand? And
Okay.
they give it to countries, so the country get to understand that, hey, because a bank doesn't want no negative
Bad loans.
or bad omen on them. You understand? So they
Okay.
throw their
I
report
understand.
out and say, hey, this is why we lend the money. Now, on the part of the Mala, the government now is a new trend. They're making the Mala. They're getting their own supporters to make the Mala, pay them for the Mala, and pay them for put it on their neck. Right? But I am not upset with them for that. I am upset with the people who putting the Mala around their neck.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You understand?
I understand. I understand.
Because the Mala is being prepared by the government itself.
Okay, okay. So another thing is that I think what is happening is all of those things are actually serving as a distraction to the real issue at hand. And here is where I really must thank you and your panel for holding steadfastly to this program on oil, right? Where other media outlets would have gone into different areas. You have actually stuck to this one thing, and this should be the mantra for the next coming years until we get this thing right.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And I applaud you very, very highly for that, you and your panel.
Thank you.
And without you and the Kaieteur News, I don't know where we would have been here today.
Yes.
Thank you very much for
True.
informing us and
So
keeping
true.
us up to date every week. In and out, you're actually leaving your house to come out, and
Yes.
the others there to do this.
Yes.
It's very, very. I mean, you have actually been doing this country a great service. That people, Guyanese people, I don't think they understand that what the importance what you're doing there. And everybody needs to come on board and understand that this thing is a very serious matter. You know what this reminds me, sir?
Yeah.
Back in the time in Cuba, before 1959, when they had a revolution, this government, the way how I'm seeing it, is like the Batista government
Definitely.
that the American had actually put into place there.
Uh-huh.
And Castro was very annoyed about it because they were coming there and they were looting the whole country, just as what is happening here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I don't know if this is what is happening here. Maybe this is the second, something like that is unfolding here before our very eyes.
Yes.
I must say that you keep up the good work, and I'll always be listening now to you. And sometimes I think I could go on to listen to this thing until 12 o'clock. Sometimes I feel so bad that when you come off at 9 o'clock, because I really want the people. I think what is happening, the people are getting to understand certain things, but it is not really sinking into them, because what needs to happen is that they need to have the conversation all over the place.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
I think that will take root. Once it take root, well, then it will be a different story, right?
It's taking root. It's taking root.
We need people like you to spread it too.
It's taking root.
Say that again?
We need people like you to
Yes,
spread
it's
it, to help
taking root.
spread it.
Yes.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
And
Okay, thank you very much.
It's
Have a good night.
taking root, and you got to join us,
Yeah.
and you got to help spread it.
Well, I am willing to do that, and I will do it. Actually, I'm calling from the eastern part of the country here. That's still in East Berbice. One of the things I always remember, the way how you say it on the air is, that famous up to the other day I passed at the NIS place when you said it made a big headline about the enhanced seating accommodation, and I had to look at that thing for myself, And the thing is just a big bluff all over the place.
Yes.
So, you have to keep it up. Keep up the good work. I'm without words to say anything more at this
Thank
moment.
you. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I think Miss Harris, I think she knows her stuff well, and all the other members there, they mean well, and keep it up.
We're
I'll
trying.
just end
Thank you.
for now.
Thank you.
If I
Yes,
may,
thank
Mr. Lall,
Namaste.
I would like to repeat
Namaste.
what the gentleman said, and I've said this to you before. All the other media outlet talking about black pudding and those foolishness. You are the only one, sir, that is speaking about the most important thing that facing Guyanese today, which is renegotiation of a stink and dirty oil contract.
The worst in the world.
So please stay with this message. Let the rest talk about black pudding and about all the other foolishness. And also, give that caller your phone number so if he doesn't get through to you on the regular channel, have him call you directly, sir.
Announce the number, please. 624
624-6456, 622-2222, or 226-745-324.
Mr. Tony, I saw the Guyana Chronicle and the Starbrook News. Big and bold headline today. 5 arrested for uncustomed goods. 5 of our brothers was arrested for bringing in cigarettes and alcohol, and the customs swooped down on them, arrest them.
5 small fish.
Yeah, no. These are people who are fighting for a daily bread,
Baby.
right? On to this day, have to smuggle little alcohol, little cigarettes and stuff like that to make $1.
Since the 80s, people been doing
No, listen to me carefully. To survive, to give their family. And here you have ExxonMobil, Sinnock, Hess Corporation, and all the rest of oil companies. They are being allowed to bring in everything and anything you could think about.
Without tax.
Full duty free.
No tax.
Right? No taxes. A matter of fact, you have the Chinese, some Chinese, hear me? Bringing in stuff in this country illegally. And guess what? The customs not going after them.
You don't have to smuggle.
They're running after them little
Small
couple,
fish.
small young people who was trying to put food in a tray. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not supporting illegality or smuggling. But it just dawned on me, that in newspaper, we carry this story too, but they make it so big, as if, our brothers, they're criminals.
Oh, Glenn, I want it for you. This is relevant to the case you bring against ExxonMobil. How much duties are our 5 Guyanese brothers, how much are they robbing, how much are they holding back from the state?
Nothing.
Go to ExxonMobil, these foreign companies are getting billions of dollars, billions of US dollars in tax exemption forever. This is relevant to your case. You should bring this up and ask the judge. A few Guyanese are getting jailed for not paying their duties. How can Exxon get an unlimited
tax-free break?
Unlimited tax-free forever? This is madness.
I have a question, Mr. Lall. Exxon see you as a Guyanese that you have no right to challenge the tax waiver. Can you say more about that?
No, man. No.
That means that the way they see the country belongs to them.
That matter is engaging the court, and not much I can say. But what I would like to say, I can't say it on it. I don't have.
Let me say it for you then.
Yes. No.
No, they have an audacity.
No, you can't do that.
No, Glenn, instead of Guyanese not paying any taxes and any duties and anything, right? The foreigners again, that should be reversed. Guyanese should not pay any duties or any taxes on anything. And all the foreigners, once the foreigners pay their fair share of taxes, Guyanese won't have to pay any taxes or anything. And like in Kuwait, Kuwait pay no taxes. And they have only oil. We have gold, diamond, bauxite, timber, manganese, magnesium, uranium, every damn thing in the space what we have. But what we have that they don't have, they have patriotic leaders. We have a bunch of kleptomaniacs for leaders.
Exactly.
Bernard, I'll have you close
Wait, one sec.
with tonight's program just after Miss Harris.
Just another
finish.
announcement to remind everybody. You would have probably seen on page 3 of the Kaieteur News today. The Oil and Gas Governance Network is having an oil and gas symposium in New York. I know we have a lot of listeners in the diaspora. So the details are in today's Kaieteur page, Kaieteur newspaper on page 3. And also, I'm being told that the symposium is going to be streamed on the Glenn Lall Show tomorrow from 2 p.m.
On Kaieteur Radio.
on Facebook. No, we're not going to be on the radio.
Okay,
It's going to be on Facebook only. And there's also a Zoom link. if you want the Zoom, you can check out the newspapers and you'll find the details there.
You could have put a picture.
Otherwise, tune into the Glenn Lall show tomorrow at 2 p.m. and you will get to view the symposium.
You can view and interact with them too.
Exactly.
All right. Bernard?
Yeah. Glenn, on behalf of the other fellow guys, I'd like to thank you for the job you've been doing to expose all these things that's going on in oil sector especially. But no. I want to encourage my fellow Guyanese, you need to come out and join us in whatever way you can. This fight we just beginning, but we will not stop this fight until we've won. And we have won, we mean all the Guyanese people. It is not fair for the foreigners to come in here and rape and enjoy the benefit of our natural resources. Guyana is too rich a country, too blessed a country for us Guyanese to live like that. We have to join together and fight for a rightful share of our natural resources. And we have to fight, we have to join together. Now join Glenn and fight together. And we will triumph, because in the end, it's a good versus evil. And good always win in the end. We will not stop until we have triumph. Good night, all.
I hear you. With that said, namaste and have a great weekend.